This picture hit such a nerve with people around the world. We'll see it in a moment. There it is. It reads, biggest lie told in schools, bullying will not be tolerated, and has been shared more than 100,000 times. Its popularity has been attributed to the fact that despite many government schemes and private initiatives, many parents and families think we're just not fixing the problem of bullying in schools. And it is today's Daily Dilemma. Alexandra Carlton from Kidspot.com.au is here to talk about it. This is such a complex issue, Alex. Where do you start?
It is. I mean, to call it a dilemma is probably oversimplifying it. Yeah. It's huge. I think there's so many elements, and we had a huge response when we posted this on Kidspot, particularly from teachers saying, we are trying, we're doing our best. There's very few teachers who would think that they go into teaching because they care about kids, but their hands are tied in so many ways. Sometimes the parents of the bullies are not cooperating with the schools. Sometimes the department won't step in and help those schools get rid of the bullies. It just, the problem's really big.
Do you think children and bullying is a natural phenomenon?
Oh, look, possibly, because you see it go into the workplace as well. I mean, we see bullying in the workplace on the increase hugely. So perhaps humans are supposed to bully, but that doesn't mean we should allow it to continue or not do our best to stamp it out and protect victims.
And it's moved onto the internet too, hasn't it? It's really changed its face, bullying.
That's right. And I think the internet's particularly terrifying because it's so insidious. It comes into your home and it can happen in ways that parents aren't even aware of.
We spend a lot of time looking at the victim, which is, you know, right and proper. But really, what makes a kid bully? I think that's where we have to... That's what we've got to understand. What makes children be bullied?
It can be, I think, all sorts of factors. Often it's passed down, you know. Perhaps they're experiencing some sort of bullying behaviour from their own parents, and that makes it particularly difficult for teachers. If they've got a parent coming in to speak about their child who's allegedly bullying and they bully the teacher, you've just got this pattern that's going on and on and on, and it's society-wide, really.
It is such a difficult one because you want to try and give your kids tools to be able to stand up to bullies, but also to stand up and defend other kids, because I think that's often the difficulty too, that they might just sort of sit back and watch something happening to someone else. But I think it's really important to say, no, you need to stand up and defend other people if you see something going on. But that too is hard.
I think you really touched on what one of the main thrusts with all these initiatives and policies are that they recommend for schools, and that is to treat it as a school-wide issue. You treat the whole population. So teaching kids to stand up for the weaker kids as well is a really, really great way to start.
To say, no, that's not on, because like when they're younger, the advice is to say, stop it, I don't like it, and walk away, but that only works for so long. If the behaviour continues, it's like, well...
If kids really stick up for the kids that are being bullied and go to their assistance, that is a very powerful force. I think there's not enough of that.
It's a sort of intestinal fortitude, though, if it doesn't get too extreme. You almost learn from it as a kid, and you do take it into your professional life, because you're not going to have, you know, bullying police standing around you your entire life, you know what I mean? And jumping in if someone's mean to you at work, or mean to you in high school, or mean to you at university. So, I mean, there's that fine line of when do we step in as well? Like, when do we step in and fight our kids' battles rather than... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
because it does get very, very serious when kids take their own lives. And I'm not obviously not saying that that's a good thing, but you can't kind of wrap your kids in cotton wool too much.
Of course you can't. But I do think that bullies look for kids who are very vulnerable and pick on them. Hence why it's important for other kids who aren't as vulnerable to stand up and go, no, that's not cool, that's not on, you don't talk like that.
And let's look at some feedback that's coming in on this topic. We have a couple. This from Sophie. There is only so much schools can do, so much of it takes place on social media now, it's so true. And what's the worst they can do? Suspend them and give them a holiday? And then there's this, bullying will never be tackled until parents take the lead at home, and sometimes parents are just absent, aren't they? Thank you very much, Alexandra Carlton from Kidspot.com.au for coming in.
Let's take their car away.
Yeah, take their car away. Little Tonka car.